Hey guys, thanks for joining me. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about the different pull-up variations, which ones are better and how should you guys use them. So let's jump straight into the video. So a very common question are people asking, which pull-up variation should I do? Should I focus on the traditional pull-up, the neutral grip, the chin-up? Should I do them on rings? Which way should I go with it? So in this video, I'm gonna be discussing all the different ones, what are the benefits of them, and what I recommend you guys, how to use them to maximize your results. Before we go any further, if you're interested in anything to do with sort of calisthenics clothing or anything like that, and you like this t-shirt that's built by Calisthenics Clinics, I do have more calisthenics clothing. The first link down below will take you to my Teespring site where there's loads of calisthenics clothing that you guys can check out. And if you do purchase something, it does help support the channel. And if you like calisthenics content or anything to do with fitness, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification so you never miss a video. So let's jump straight into it. So the different pull-ups we're looking at is the pull-up, the traditional pull-up, the pronated grip one. We then have the neutral grip pull-up, which is going to be like the hammer grip sort of style. And then we have a chin-up. I know some people will say that the chin-up and pull-up are completely different or whatever, but still a vertical pulling. We're just talking about the different positions, our hand positions, and obviously that could change how we move. So which one is better and why? Well, if we're looking at the traditional pull-up, I would say the normal pull-up can be broken down into, you could do wide, you could do narrow. Obviously going wide, you're able to hit a bit more the lat activation. If you come to a more narrow one, I feel you do get good overall back development and strength development. And if you're looking to train into sort of maybe the front lever or even the muscle up, having that pronated grip is going to transfer over to those sort of exercises a lot more efficiently than some of the others. And obviously the muscle up, basically a pull up into a dip. So that is a good thing to do. It's a traditional one to go for if you're going for the army where you need to hit a specific rep count, maybe the forces, anything like that, where they need a certain number, you need to train specifically for doing that. But you will not go wrong with the pull-up. The pull-up is one of the best exercises for building your back and arms. Then we move on to, say, the neutral grip. The neutral grip is a really good pull-up variation. The reason why I like it, and it's similar to doing overhead pressing, it just seems to be a lot more of a comfortable position when it comes to doing the pull-up. A lot of people may find it a little bit more comfortable on their wrists, on their elbows, their shoulders, and it just seems to be a very comfortable position. I find that sometimes it's actually easier to go chest to bar with the hammer grip style ones. I just find it's a very comfortable position on the joints. However, what I find a lot of the time, and obviously the bar that you can see here, makes it very difficult for me to do them because you need to have the right bar that actually has those crossover bars. A lot of places don't have them, a lot of them do, but the ones that do, they don't always have the right width for you. So sometimes it can be a little bit more difficult, but I will give you a way of being able to make it more comfortable for you later on in the video. I'll talk about it briefly. And then we're going to be looking into stuff like the chin up. So the chin up is still a vertical pulling exercise. There's not really much difference between the chin up and the pull up, but you will find that the way that the hands are positioned, the way that the body position, you will change some of the proportion of the weight being lifted by different muscles. So again, all of the exercises or pull-ups that we're doing, the prime movers are obviously going to be the biceps, the forearms, and the back muscles. The lats, you've got the rhomboids, you've got the traps, all of them are being incorporated when we are doing these exercises. However, depending on how our body is moving through space around the bar, different positions of our body and how we move through space may change the proportion of that weight being moved by those muscles. And this is obviously similar with what's going on here. When you're doing the chin up, you do tend to be behind the bar. A lot of the focus is more on the front of the body. So yes, you're still going to be hitting your back, you're still going to be hitting your lats, but you'll find because you're kind of behind the bar and it's in front of you and the elbows are tucked in front, you'll find a lot of the weight and a lot of resistance is placed on the anterior side of the body. So again, the bicep is going to be heavily recruited. Sometimes the chest is going to be recruiting that. The core is going to be a lot harder on the core doing the chin up than something like the pull up. It depends on which pull up you do, whether you do the arch back or you do the hollow body. There's going to be different variations, but they are still pretty much the same thing. If you are looking to maximize how big you can get your arms, I do think the chin up is going to be superior to, say, the pull up or even the neutral grip. Neutral grip might be actually better in actually really recruiting your forearm muscles, but the chin up is going to be because of the position that you're in. However, the chin up is going to be best if you're really wanting to maximize how big you can get your biceps. The question is, how do we use up all of these variations? Should we use them all? Which ones are best? Which ones should we prioritize? Well, if you were to literally want to encapsulate all of them in one, I would definitely recommend doing your pull-ups on rings, whether you want to use a pair of rings here. I've got these rock rings here. I've got those angle 90s, those orange grips which you've seen me in the videos that I've used, they kind of encapsulate the best of both worlds because you are able to rotate your hands, so you can start in a pronated grip, you can finish in a supinated grip, you can do the pull-up in a hammer grip, you can mix and match how and what angle you have, you can keep them in a certain position, you can change the width perfectly for you. You have the position to move your body around them because they move a little bit, so you can change your body, how your body moves through space, so you can actually change where you're feeling more of the tension, more in your back, more in your arms, however you're feeling it, you have that ability to change them. So that's something I definitely recommend, and I will leave links down below to the rings that I use, so you can check that out if you want to get yourself a good pair, especially if they've got numbered straps. It definitely makes things a lot easier. But the question is, how do we use them, especially if you don't have a set of rings? Should you do all of them? Should you focus on one? Well, if you are focusing purely on needing to get your pull-ups up, because again, you're in the forces or there's a goal for it, you're training for the muscle up, different things like that, you're probably going to want to just focus and do predominantly most of your work with the pull-ups. If you're looking to really maximize your bicep growth, you probably will want to focus more on the chin-ups. Just be careful with your wrist position when you're in the bottom bit, because too much of that may put a bit of a stress on it and may limit how often or how many pull-ups you can do. So just be aware of that. But probably what you're going to have, which is going to be the best of both worlds, is actually rotating them and actually switching it up. So we're not going to get that repetitive strain injury of constantly doing things over and over again, lots and lots of volume, but actually switching it up a little bit from our body, because they still in essence are a vertical pulling motion. They are still pretty much hitting the same muscles. However, because there is a slight, very, very slight variation in what they're doing, rotating between them actually might be good for you to be able to keep that slight different stimulus a little bit different, to keep it also fresh for your mind as well. So it's not like you're doing pull-ups again or chin-ups again, you can rotate them. If you're doing full body 3 times a week, you could start Mondays with pull-ups, Wednesday would be neutral, maybe Friday might be chin-ups, and you can rotate. If you're doing maybe 3 sets, you could do 1 set of each in a workout. If you like the idea of mixing them up through the set, that could be good. You might find something like the pull-up is the hardest, the neutral grip is a little bit easier, I find, and a chin-up at the 3 tends to be easier. So you could technically do it in that order. As your strength, your energy starts to dip, you're picking to slightly easier variations of the pull-ups. You could possibly do that. That could be a way to do that. But obviously the best of both worlds, or all of them, is going to be doing your pull-ups on rings. So guys, I hope this answered the question for you on which pull-up variations are the best, how to use them, what you should use for different things, and how to incorporate them into your training. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to check out the Calisthenics clothing, make sure you check that link out down below. If you do that, it does support the channel, so I thank you in advance. If you want more content like this or anything to do with fitness and calisthenics as a whole, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. If you hit that bell icon, you'll also get notified of whenever I upload, and I'll see you guys in the next video.